Oh no. Did I break the game? I don't know what's happening. Alright, here we go. Begin the game. This might take a minute. Hopefully this doesn't take very long. Because sometimes it takes a really long time. Alright, so hopefully I cannot see that I'm live streaming on my tablet yet. End is never the end. The end is never... The end is loading, never. Okay, end is never... The end is never the end is loading. Oh no. This isn't working. Hang on. I hit Control Alt Delete because it wasn't working. Wait, why is this in full screen now? What is going on? Is this going to work? I don't know. What is going on? What? I am really, really confused. What is this? Why is this full screen?
you know, because I wanted to put him down to be a better boss. Yeah, basically, right. And we put our...
Alright, here we go. Now it's working. I think it's working. Alright, back. Hopefully this works. It's going up. Still says that it's not responding. It seems to be. It's going up, so I don't know why it said that it wasn't responding. Alright, here we go. It's getting close.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ripping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Wait, you can't see on the outside of the... It's just the room.
Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Yeah?
Something he would never quite forget.
Yeah?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call him quitting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked?
Hang on. Alright.
Frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I'm doing this, by the way, now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The meeting room? Where's the meeting room? Is this the meeting room? Open. Open. I think I just follow all the open doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, I did what you said.
Yet there was not a single
for
person
not
here
getting
either.
fired.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Take it out aggressively on coworkers.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm gonna stay. Never mind, I'm bored.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Whoa.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
28. I'm writing that down. 2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Alright, so... Oh. 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
What?
happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Down I go, I guess. Okay. Alright, I don't know what's happening.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I would never do this. I just stay
Stanley
in my
walked
office.
straight ahead through the large door
Mind
that read
control?
Mind Control Facility.
I'm pretty sure that's a different ending, and I'm gonna go for the normal ending.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah. I do, but... I guess I'm Stanley.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place.
What's that
where
one?
Freedom meant nothing.
With the red words. Oh, this way, I guess.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Yes.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Yes.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
I can accept
His
it.
own life in someone else's control?
Yeah, I can
Never.
accept it.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I can relate to this. Just kidding, no I can't.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah. On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls,
No,
did you?
no, off.
After they kept you enslaved all
Off.
these years, you go and you
Off.
try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Off.
Control?
Off.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Off.
You were supposed to let it go.
Off.
Turn the controls
Leaving.
off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
No.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Press every button.
What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Wait,
More
do I have
time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all this means, I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood.
Find the fourth one, find the fourth one.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
There's 5, where's
I
4?
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
Where's
Sometimes
4?
when I tell it, I
What's that
simply let
button?
you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the
Where's-
office sink into the ground, swallowing
Where's 4?
everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense
What?
of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you
Where's
just
the fourth
assume when
button?
you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Okay.
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
But where's
You're only
number
still
4?
playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you
You're
can't.
evil.
Take
Oh
a
my
look at that,
gosh.
Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30
Oh, I see it.
seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
I see it, guys.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you
4.
let it go peacefully? Another choice.
Did I press
Make
it?
it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part
pressed
of
it.
the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Uh,
Unless there's other events in between.
Is that the order of events?
Yeah.
I think I died.
The order of events, I think she took a picture of that.
Well,
Yeah, I have that.
I died.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't want to go to
No
the
matter
meeting
how
room.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm gonna turn off like all the computers. What about my computer? Let me back in my room.
You'll have to take your card up.
I'm trying to find some cooler endings. His ending was...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Sarah, read about practicing trumpet.
Okay.
Your laundry away.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Going on the
open
right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do not lie. If you were lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah. It is very incredible.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
No,
I'm not
I'm
your
okay.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? Who's
This
her?
is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What is this?
That's her, Stanley.
What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They
What?
want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Why are you
Come
bald?
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Let me in.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk,
That's a boss's
Stanley
office.
dreamed of wild
Why do I have a
expeditions into the
picture as that?
unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Can I please...
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he
Where did the
imagined that
TV
one
go?
day while at work, he
Wasn't
stepped
there-
up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
that just
The
happened.
thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Hang on. Hang on, I have an idea. I don't even need this. I'm gonna keep playing. Resume.
But there is no answer.
What?
How could there possibly be?
Where's
In
the-
reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Alright, whatever.
You see?
I press it.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'm not gonna press it. Maybe we have
I
to.
suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
No!
And
Let me out. Oh, hi. Oh. I'm back. Alright, let's try this over again. Wait, he's not saying anything. He just left me. The narrator left me. You won't tell me what to do, and I need to know what to do.
When Stanley came to
Oh.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This
No,
was
thank
not
you.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he
don't
wanted
wanna go to
stop
the
by
lounge.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room.
Bye.
What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, whatever.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Uh-oh. Should I have done this? Let me out. Oh, no.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to
Hey,
get back, he needed to go,
wait, hang on.
From here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay, fine.
No,
Fine.
not the right.
Whatever.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down...
This one.
Right, left,
This
down,
one.
left,
This one.
right.
This one.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Going.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
No. Ugh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I didn't. My coworkers are gone because you took them. Hey, there's an open door right there. How do I get there? Hello? Grace? Grace.
What?
I'm playing the Stanley Parable live streaming. And... Wait.
When Stanley... Wait,
What is this?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over.
Why are
Completely
there-
fresh. Everything
Why are
should
there
be-
more doors?
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No, I did not
Did you
change
move
anything.
the story somewhere, or...
I can't hear you. The narrator's
Well, I'm
talking
asking
to me.
you. I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
You just told me to wander off by myself. I have no idea where I'm going. Maybe this way. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
I have no idea where I'm going.
I'll say
I
it.
feel like
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game
no,
again?
you don't need to restart the game
I
again.
find it
No.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Oh, I
It's
just
gotta be
went
better than
back to
this.
the main room.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. He restarted the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Are you gonna play Minecraft?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible
I'm
the story
confused.
is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Eh. There's spilled coffee on the floor back there. Right here.
It's weird because you, on the live stream, it's like really behind on what you're saying in real life.
Yeah.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here
Wait.
it comes.
Wait.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the
This
other
is-
way and retrace our steps.
What the heck is
Now
going
this-
on?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Hey, I won!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Taking my grandma out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this
Okay.
was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
He just restarted the game again! There's
All
Stanley
right, I've
Parable
got a
line.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just
what?
follow the line. How simple is that?
What? Where are we going?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no
It's on
destination
the wall.
still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
What
You
the
know
heck?
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah, adventure music. Da, 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 da. I can't hear you, the music is really loud. Okay, what?
Got the music?
What'd you say?
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I'm studying this fern. Bye. I'm gonna follow the adventure
Wait,
line.
what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
We were already here. Just gonna follow the line again. It's this room again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we
Hey,
trusted you, after
employee
everything we've been through, you...
fired.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No, he just restarted the game again. The line is still here.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent
everything?
people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
The line again.
Now,
He
yes,
just told me to go
this
somewhere
is
else.
exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Wait, what?
What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
What?
Use your imagination.
What?
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
It went through
Stanley,
the...
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
This is really weird. It went like through the walls. What is
a
this?
choice. We get to make a decision.
Yeah,
From
like
here,
through the
story
roof.
is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
So
play
I know that
Minecraft later
each
after
door
this.
has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Yeah.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come,
Okay.
Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Through the right door, guys.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Wait. Eighth
So now,
restart.
according to
The
schedule,
narrator
I
is
restart
gone.
again.
After
Then
a
what?
long time,
Am I just
Stanley
supposed to
dies.
forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Restart
I
it,
won't do
please.
it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
This sounds
Will
scary.
something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm
No.
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if
That scared me. It made him restart the game. I wasn't even paying attention, and all of a sudden I just hear brah, brah.
all of his co-workers were gone, what could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What do people want? Things. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our product. They want graphs about things and money. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm leaving. Wait. Help, I'm a post-it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Down the stairs we go.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He
Nope.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in
Yeah.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
Wait, I
His
was
boss
just
would think
here.
he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yes,
Were
they were
simply
repeating.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last,
can't
he
get
came
over
to the
that you can't see your
conclusion
feet.
that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled.
This is all a dream.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found
Whew,
an
I'm
answer,
just gonna sit
an
down for a minute.
explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He
Nope.
wasn't crazy after all.
I'm
He
just
thought to
dreaming.
himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
I'm just
that this
walking in
was a dream.
circles.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this
Can't
one.
move.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife
I thought he didn't
and
have
my
a
job.
wife.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's
From one of
always
the other
been.
endings, he didn't have a wife.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
You're not okay. What? I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please,
Gosh.
just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
That was
This
weird.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Alright.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this
Okay.
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Stanley
I
was
am
normal.
sane. I am in control of my mind.
I am
I know
normal.
what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
You just leave a person on the ground that's dead and you run away?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers.
Wait,
He never
what?
functioned well by himself and constantly
What?
needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Talk
Feeling a
less.
wave of
Tips for not
disbelief,
getting
Stanley
fired.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming
gonna
to
go
a
back down.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Wait, do I have to go through
admitting
this
he had
again?
left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
That never
his
happened.
boss would think he was crazy.
I never thought that.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Gonna begin the game again, guys, because that was just the same ending.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand.
Wait, what?
It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
What? But I started the game over. This is getting weird. Okay.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Okay. Let's go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm giving myself a breather.
Yet there was not a single person here. Someone was following Stanley. He was
What?
sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Catch them. Catch them. I'm insane.
All of his co-workers were gone, What could it
Okay, I
mean?
think it's back to normal.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want to find the Minecraft ending. I think I'm gonna go in the door on the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, where's that closet? The broom closet. Isn't that over there? In here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000 will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
No, I'm okay.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
I want to
but
jump
the
off
fact is
really
that
badly,
the story has been
but
about
I don't want to
nothing
start
but you
over.
all this time. There's
Yeah.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Oh no, not this ending
Please,
again.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
I don't want to do this ending
She's
again.
been waiting.
What if I just don't answer it?
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
Maybe?
Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were
unplugged
supposed
it.
to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Oh my goodness, is it 4:30? I need to go somewhere. I forgot what he said.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8?
professionals.
And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
That makes
At
me
this
feel
time,
great.
your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
That made me feel great. What?
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
What? Okay. This fence was never here.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
It would make
We
sense
just need to get you
for
home
me
as soon as
because
possible before
it
the
would make
narrative
sense for
contradiction
me, I
gets
guess.
any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I guess we can't get back on.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
All right.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that?
What?
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
What is this? What is going on with the lights?
Oh, ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Ah! Get out of the room.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
This is scary.
Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Oh.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I go.
All right.
When
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On the left. I'm going. I won't destroy your game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
In the broom closet.
hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They've blocked off any possible way to do something different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Shark, Night Shark 115. I said it. Come on, let me in.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please
I just don't
speak
want
the
to.
code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm gonna hide in the corner. Can't see me. You can't see me.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do.
I do have better things
I
to
asked you
do.
for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect
I
Stanley
am the
shows for
most
his choices.
expensive
He
boss.
knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The
Okay.
story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is
What?
correct. That is the best choice.
Stop it. I'm live streaming.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Can I please leave? Yeah, I can leave. What the heck?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
What
his
if I
left.
just don't move? Okay, I have to move.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility.
I'm gonna begin it again. See if anything's different.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Okay. Weirdo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'm clicking everything. Who farted? I like work. I just hate my boss. What does that one say? I can't see it. Something ILE. I think it says smile. Oh my gosh. I'm on the desk. Can I get up on any of these? Who's watching my live stream anyways? It still says one person. I honestly have no idea who it is.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
He entered the door on his right?
Well, perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
No, I
just to
don't.
admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Where's the broom closet? Isn't it over here?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Help,
Stanley
I'm a
decided to go
post-it.
up to his boss's office, hoping he might oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
But
please,
I enjoy
take your
everything
time.
about this room. Alright, let's just wait. Oh. Just gonna wait.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Whoa. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Why is there milk in here? Or a cup? Oh. Ooh. I hit both of them. Singing together. Do 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 do. Please let me out. Wait, what? Okay, I'm dying. want to go up. Up. Up.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
There is a way to die down here, guys. Just saying. It's happened. It was my first try, and I wanted control over the mind control, and somebody's calling me. Hang on. Alright, I don't even know who it is, so. Alright, let's go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I'm okay with that.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I fell. I may or may not have just fallen off the edge. Okay. Huh?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see
let me out.
picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
I gotta unplug
So
it.
he resigned and willingly accepted
it.
this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Stanley,
Unplug it somewhere.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly
What?
into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ah! What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in
Whoa.
advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Whoa. Okay. That's normal. Office clock. This is where they like developed everything. That room brings me bad memories. Hang on. Alright. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators. More Stanley, less Stanley. What? Alright. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. What was that clock doing there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? Larger words. I can't see the text because if somebody could get rid of the text, then maybe I could see what the game is about. Okay. Well, I'm back down here. Oh, it's like the whole entire office. Where's my office? Oh, my office right there. Alright. Employee lounge. Underground.
Sure, we'll get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story.
What?
Stanley pushed the upper six. Stanley walked over the bridge.
Gotta get to the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah, 'cause I can't see anything.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Well, that's a great ending to stop the live stream. So, I think I'm going to end the live stream here. If you enjoyed, I'm so tired. If you enjoyed and want me to continue playing this game, definitely subscribe to me and tell me in the comments of this video, because the live stream will actually make a video. And you can watch the video, because it's going to be like 2 hours long. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video if you did subscribe. And I will see you guys in another live stream or video. I think I'm going to live stream some Minecraft.